Okay. ¿No? ¿Sí o no? ¿Sí? Okay, so hello. Welcome to this little event where we will introduce 5 new Bifaco modules. First of all, thanks to Elevator Sound Shop for hosting this little event. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. So we will introduce 5 new modules that 4 of them are not really new, they are like new versions of modules we already had, some utilities mostly. And one is a new one. We will introduce like a new 4-channel mixer, like a small utilitarian mixer for mixing 4 signals or 4 CVs. We will also introduce the new version of our attenuator with some new change. Now it's 1 HP less, so it's 4 HP, both of them. And it's like 4 channels as usual, but with some change to make it more easy to play. I will go one by one later. We have also a new version of our A times B+C, which is a very useful voltage controlled CV controller, let's say, CV utility. And the MuDi, which is something between a mult and a clock divider. So it's half mult and half divider in 2 HP. And I'm missing one. Okay, yeah. And the Slew limiter, Slew now, because it's smaller and it's a new version of our Slew limiter with more precision now and some new outputs and new exciting stuff. So I will do one by one. I will be making a patch on the fly so I can show a little bit something to do with them. You can do many things, and as they are like little modules, you cannot expect something very spectacular like in some other full synth voices or stuff like that. But we will use them as the utilitarian tool they are. No. So first, let's go with the mixer. Okay, I can. So the mixer is like the same mixer we had before. It's a 4-channel mixer. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Can we change camera, please? Yeah. Okay. So it's a 4-channel mixer, a DC couple, so you can use it for CV or for audio. But now we have like two outputs like before. But now the outputs you can have like 2 different mixes. So you can have like you can mix 2 separate mixes of 2 signals or 1 mix of 4. Depends how you want to use it, because the first output is the input 1 plus the input 2, and the second output is the input 3 plus input 4. Okay, 2 LEDs illustrate how if this signal present or not, just to follow your signal path if you get lost. And not much to say. It's yeah, DC couple, and you can mix any kind of signal. In our patch, we will use it in the output all the time to mix different sounds, so it's not much to explain about that. Then the second module is more deep. The second module we will use is much more deep. Is the Slew limiter. The Slew limiter is now very very-precise. It's around 1 millivolt of precision and very stable against temperature and whatever you want. So you don't have to be afraid of your tuning while you patching volt per octave stuff, or you don't have to retune after you patch it, because the output is really precise. And we have added like two gate outputs that are really like a slope detector. The slope detector means you have a gate while you are rising and a gate while you are falling, like the rising and falling gates of function generators. But in this case, you extract this information from incoming signal. It's not like a generator where you have your signal from inside and it's just telling you if you are rising or falling. You can put any signal into it, and the module will tell you if this signal is rising or falling. This can be useful, for instance, for a patch where you want to have like a different sound when you are playing notes down or playing notes up, because the model will detect and send you a gate telling you the direction of your CV. So you can just put a wave shape into it and convert it to square waves, because you will have like a gate on the rising and a gate on the falling stage. Okay, it's important to say it's post slew limiter, so the timing, it totally depends of the times or your slopes. Yeah. And the precision, not the precision, the sensibility of it totally depends also on the time, because you have a time setting. In the first one, it's really sensitive, so it can detect very, very small transitions on any shape. Yeah. And then the second is medium and high time, so the sensibility is always around the timing of your faders. Okay, it's voltage controlled, so you have now only one CV input, but a switch, so you can send it to rise and fall or both. Okay, the faders are attenuators of the CVs, so it's easy. You want to do slides on a phrase, it's easy to do some slides only in some notes just by sending a gate to the CV control and controlling with the faders how long you want this slide to be. Okay, let's patch it a little bit. I have another unit here. In this patch, I will use like first one oscillator. I will send a CV control to the slew limiter. Sorry. Is this noise me? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Trillion. Okay, so I will send some CV to the slew limiter input, and the output to the CV control of one oscillator. Yeah. And the output of this oscillator, I will send it to the out directly to the mixer. And now the output of the mixer to the output. Sorry for that. Okay, let me. Okay, so if I just make a phrase. Classic slew limiting. No, I can. It's important to say that the rising and falling time is independent, so you can do slides only on rising notes and not on falling notes, or the other way around. The classic. Okay, and that's it on this one. I will show now the next, well, I don't know if you have any questions about this one. Maybe we can have some, okay, so go for the next. The next one is a little bit more complicated. It's the reborn of our A times B plus C. It's a CV tool. It's like a CV controlled CV tool where you can escalate, you can invert, you can attenuate, you can offset, you can mix, you can do many things with either CV or audio signals. You can do ring modulation. You can see it as a voltage controlled attenuator some way, but you can also manually do attenuation or inversion. And then you have like 4 channels which you can mix in different ways. Yeah, it's A times B, so it's these 2 channels, and then these 2 channels can be combined with the other A times B in 2 different ways. You can just add them, or you can just use it as a splitter, like a mult. So you can use the first channel as a mult that goes for the 2 blocks, and then you split this signal in 2 different paths. Or you can have 2 signals merging into only 1 path. Okay, and in the meantime, you can combine like more signals in the way. Yeah, Probably in the manual is more clear than that. Yeah, but let's do the classic. But let's do a patch with it that is like the classic rim modulation. For this, I will just take the same patch as before, but instead of going directly to the output, I will combine this oscillator plus the slew limiter with another oscillator. Okay, so I will just and I will put it through a filter because, well, filters are nice. And so I will combine this. I will put the one we have before into A. Let's put also some envelopes so we can shape a little bit the notes and not having like a static sound all the time. Okay, I will send a trigger to the envelope so we can have notes. Let's see. And okay, and the output, I will send it to the filter. Okay, I have only one oscillator here, which I can control the volume, because this is like the B input control and it's normalized to a voltage. So when nothing is plugged to B, I can just manually change the volume, okay? But as soon as I put another signal into this input, this pot becomes an attenuator, and the other signal is controlling the volume of the first one. So, and it's bipolar, so it's doing, in fact, a rim modulation. So A times B. I have only one. Sorry, it's only one channel. Okay, yeah. Now it's better now. Okay, now we can just tune it. And it's just remodulation. Yeah? Where is my filter? That's the classic rim modulation, but it's one of the many things you can do with it. It can be like many different things. It's like a building block where you build different stuff. You can build zooming, rim modulation, you can do inversion, you can add offsets, you can just mult or mix. It's just patch programmable. Yeah, so let me see what else. Yeah, and well, let's go for the next. They are very simple modules, so we can just show them very fast. The next one I want to show is this is the one that is totally new. The other ones are like new versions, like improvements of the ones we had before. But this one is totally new. It came from a necessity I had myself in some point. Like I found myself the only moment I really need active mults is for clocks, because at the end most of the signals work very well with passive mults. The oscillators do not get much out of tune, so I really don't care. But for me, it was very important the active mults in the clocks, because you can patch on the fly. Otherwise, you will short your clocks and you will be stopping your music while you're patching, which for me is not acceptable. So I thought, okay, the only thing I really want an active mult is for clocks. But I don't really need all these channels for mult, because at the end, in a synth of this size, I don't have that many different things to divide or to mult, no, in clockwise. So I think, okay, let's make like a mult that is half mult and half divider. So in only 2 HP, I can solve all my clock distribution needs with only a very module that I can just fit anywhere. Yeah. So it's the input is conditioned. So any clock you put, it will get to 10 volts. It's not really a mult because it will process the CVs, the gates a little bit, like conditioning them always to a very square 10 volts, so you can put any clock in there and it always will work. And the other 4 outputs, so the first 3 outputs are mults, and the next 4 are quadratic divisions of it, like divide by 2, by 4, by 8, and by 16, which are like the very basics for clocks distribution. Also to save space, because it's like a module that is very designed for squeezing as much as possible in the minimum space as possible. I found I was missing the reset input, so I squeeze it in a stereo jack. So with the module, it will come by default splitter, so you can access the clock input and the reset input if you need it, because many times you don't need the reset, you just want the clock. But if you need the reset, you can just access it through this cable, because the reset is in the ring of the jack. Okay. And to demonstrate, I will do, as it's very obvious if I demonstrate how clocks are divided. I was thinking, okay, let's do another way of using it, like a more creative way. So I decided to use to send some clock from the eloquencer to the clock in, and then use these clocks for kind of melodies. Okay, so try to rise some octaves from the octave VCO. I don't know if you know this module. This module is like a VCO with different octaves in faders and CV control for them. So I will just rise the different octaves on different clocks. So I can do a very simple melody on eloquencer, and then let the divider just making it like a little bit more complex. Okay, so let's do it first without the MuDi, so only the oscillator, so we can listen to it. I will put it in another channel of the mixer, channel 2 now. Okay, so this is the octaves VCO. You are not familiar, you have just octaves and voltage control for them. So what I will do is just to send it through a filter, because the sound raw is very harsh. So I will just put it through a filter, like that. And of course, with an envelope, I will just modulate the filter and the BCA at the same time, so we can do this patch as simple as possible. And I will trigger the envelope from the eloquencer. Okay. What else? So this is on channel 2. Okay. So here I have now some melody on it. Very simple melody and very, very fast, but I will just make it more complicated. Let me put the tempo a little bit slower. So now we'll send different gates from the MuDi to the different octaves to make the melody like a little bit more intricate. But first I have to send the clock to the MuDi, and I will want to also mess up with the reset to make the melody even more intricate later. Instead of sending it directly to the input, I will send it through the adapter. So I still have the ring available for reset. Okay, now let's see if I put it. Yeah. So now you can see it's counting on binary because it's dividing in quadratic divisions. So I can now just send these divisions to my octaves and change the we can expand this concept to as many octaves as we want, like this one. let's try this, it's the fastest. Let's put one more, just because we can. And we just change it. No? But what if we make it like less repetitive by resetting our divider in unrelated in an unrelated tempo? No, because it will get like much more complicated. So I will just send an LFO, a square LFO to this one. Let's mix it with the other one. Kind of. Very simple, but you get the idea. Yeah, and of course you can use it for clocks and other stuff, but well, just to do something else. Okay. Now the next one. Yeah.
Can you put is it DC coupled? Can you put an oscillator into it, for example, and have like an oscillator?
It only takes like a positive.
Okay.
It only takes like the positive, and it's expecting like positive things, but it runs an audio rate without problems, so it should be okay. And okay, the next one, what I have here, like yeah. So we are already using the mixer and this one. So now the attenuator, well, the Atte is like the new version of our classic attenuator, but we just wanted to make it like 1 HP smaller, because like 5 HP is getting like an annoying number. We felt like it was kind of, it's possible to make it smaller, so why to have it in 5 HP? And also we found in the last version, like with the attenuators, like they sound nice in the theory, like you can invert the signal and go in bipolar, but I found myself many times like the zero is very difficult to find. So in most of the situations where you just want to attenuate, having this negative range is annoying for two things. First, because it cuts the range in two, so you have only half of the range available, so it's half the precise. And also the zero is complicated, no? So we decided to move it to a switch. Right now in the negative you are inverting, but the zero is always anti-clockwise, yeah, and you are inverting more, inverting less, or attenuating more, attenuating less, but it's not a continuous control, because within, yeah, you miss this possibility of being continuously going from positive to negative, but in fact I was not using it a lot, and I think like this is the typical use case, and like this you can have a zero much more easy. Also in this one we want to make it like a kind of a mold too, so the inputs are all normalized. So whatever you put in the input number 1 is split in all 4 channels. So you can use it also like a matrix mold. So you can just put a CV on it and just send it to different places, and that's it. It's kind of easy. Also the inputs are normalized also to. So the input of the channel number 1 is normalized to a voltage, to 10 volts. So you can have DCs also, you can send DCs also from them. Yeah, this is it's an attenuator, so do not expect.
If I understand correctly, it's like if you have attenuator from 0 to 10 volts then. So like if you put it completely clockwise, it's going to be 10 volts added.
Yeah, if nothing is plugged to the inputs, to the input number one, it's like in a chain. So the input number one is normalized to all of them. So if nothing is plugged on the input number one, all the inputs are normalized to 10. Yeah, but you put something in input number one, this same input will go to all four. Yeah, so if you want a mix of DC offsets and some signals, what you have to do is just to patch on the second, third, so you can keep the first ones for DCs and the seconds for whatever you want.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's the last thing you said. Is in chain or is one to everything? If I plug number 2, I have 2 and 3. 2, 3, and 4.
He's asking if the inputs are just in a like in a daisy chain or they are just connected to the first one. No, I get it right? Okay. No, they are in chain.
Okay.
They are in chain. So you can just go to the second, and this will go from there to the other ones. That's why it's important to if you want some DC offsets, but then you want to attenuate some signals, that the ones you want to attenuate you put in the last spaces, and the ones you want to send the offsets you put it on the first ones. Because as soon as you plug something on the first, you will break the DC thing. Yeah. Well, to illustrate this, I will just send an LFO through this and attenuate it, but it's kind of simple. So I will take this same LFO we were using for the reset, and I will put it on a triangle maybe, and I will put it through the Atte. Before was attenuator, now it's Atte. Before was Slew limiter for this one, now it's Slew, because they are getting smaller and we don't have space on the panel to put the full name, so we are changing to a smaller one. Okay, so we just put this here, and the output, I will put it to different places. Like now, as I have this LFO going here, I put all of them in positive because I just want to attenuate. I will put them on 0 for now and send it to here. One by one, I will go first for this one. And I will change the envelope decay, for instance, with the first one. From the second one of the chain, I will change the other sound, like the CV or the filter. And the same modulation sources being sent to different places. What else I can do? I can use another one for one of these octaves. Easy. Some questions? Is that? I don't know how much time we have. What time is it?
This is still dual attenuator or 4?
Now it's 4 attenuators.
4
Yeah.
without the
Before in the old one was like 2 attenuator plus offset. So you have really 2 channels. Now it's 4 attenuator channels. As many as you want can be offset. You cannot mix both, but you can have some for them as offset, as many as you want, and some of them as attenuator. Wait, it's not attenuator anymore, it's like attenuator plus inverter. Attenuator usually is for the one you can continuously going from positive to negative, but yeah, kind of. And also some LEDs just illustrate, you cannot see probably from there, but the LEDs will tell you if you are in the positive or the negative size. And what else? There is some questions on the streaming?
All the questions were already answered.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. They're asking if, okay, so, if they are coming on the DIY version, if they are coming with the SMD pre-solder.
Yeah, I don't know if we can see it on the camera. Can we see this camera? The thing is, the designs are getting very compact and kind of desperate to put them in such a small footprint. So it's getting like very challenging for some designs to make a proper DIY with through hole and many. So for the ones that is possible, we are still doing like the through hole version and that, but we found ourselves in some very complex designs. It's not possible anymore, so we are offering like a semi-kit, we call it, with all the SMT pre-solder, and where you solder the through hole parts. And yeah. In the 2 HP, for instance, the 2 HP modules is very complex to do through hole 2 HP modules. It's just very complex. Yeah.
Prices.
Prices are, I can give you prices for here for Spain, including VAT. It's like 120 for the Slew limiter, 110 for the Atte, 110 for the mixer, 90 euros for the MuDi, and 155 for the 8 times B+C. But this is including around. This is like a reference, but it's including the Spanish VAT, which is 21%. Depending on your country, probably is cheaper, or in some countries more expensive. Depends on your tax.
BCB rack.
Ah, yeah, and they are already available on BCB Rack from today. From yesterday, to be more precise, they are available on BCB Rack, so you can just download them for free and just try them out. And if you like them, you can buy them or not.
Better if yes.
Better if yes, but
No, it's possible.
enjoy.
No questions on the room?
We can put some more sounds if you like, just to put it more into context, but just for fun. Yeah. Okay, let's put some more stuff, because this is kind of boring. We can maybe add a kick. See? Un momento. Sí, es que no me llegaban los cables. Me he quedado sin cables, tío. cables largos, tío, por ahí. No tengo, me he quedado sin cables. Claro, pues aquí están todos naranjas. Question.
When you design these models, do you have
Question.
question from the chat? When you design new models, do you have ideas about with which other models they might pair with? For example, the divider working really well with the octave BCO, or the slew for the smoke slicer.
Not in this case, but many times. Yes. No, really, the octave BCO and MuDi patch was something I just thought today will work good. And in the slew, yes, the slew with the muslicer, yes, of course, yes, is the companion I always wanted, and with the eloquencer, it's also the companion I always wanted because it do not have slides, so I always wanted to have this acid style slides, and yeah, now I have it. Yeah.
What's up with these beautiful new plates? Matte satinated texture.
Repite la pregunta para el chat.
He's asking for the new made panels. Yeah, we are going to make panels right now. It's a slowly changing process.
Eso era, hijo de la más detalle. Yes,
What
we
else?
are
What's about?
changing.
Yeah, it's not that bright as before. It's like more made anodized finish, but yeah.
MuDi man.
Vale, pues no hay. ¿Alguien más tiene alguna pregunta aparte de?
What did you have for breakfast?
Eggs and toasts and some avocado.
Los divisores son mitad y mitad, digo, el ciclo.
Es todo positivo, es lógica
No, eso sí
positiva.
lo entendí. Lo que me pregunto es el ancho del pulso del divisor.
Sí, sí, son mitad y mitad.
They're asking on the chat if there is any special reason for the chat for the panels.
We like it. Yeah.
So say, tell them, because
They're asking the channel if there is a special reason for the changing the panels to mate finish. No, not special reason. We just like it more, and we found like a nice place to have panels that we believe are more quality and nicer than before. So we just did the change. No, and the pictures looks nicer, and also we found in the old ones the footprints are very difficult to remove, so they are like this very bright finish, and they were like complicated to keep without the footprints, and were difficult to maintain somewhere.
another question.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, A10B to be used for? Audio or modulation or CV control?
What I prefer. Well, depends on the patch. Many times you want just
No,
audio.
Some opinion. So the chat is asking
Well,
for opinion.
what I prefer, well, what I use more, maybe I use it more for CV, probably. But it's also very good to have it as an oscillator mixer, where you can have like 2 or 3 oscillators, and you can mix them, but then you can multiply them, and you can do some remodulation effects, or you can use it as a BCA if you run out of them. It's also interesting. So it's not really, no, I don't know if it's a preference or it's just what
It's a
I,
matter of lovely opinion.
yeah, opinions
People
are.
are asking you for your opinion.
Oh no.
I mean, normally people will give you the opinion without being asked. Here it's the other way around. Give me your opinion. It's the other way around, no? It's
Yeah.
the anti-internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when people go and speak their opinion for free. No?
It's true.
This is my opinion. This person is asking. It's very polite. British. It's different.
And you have 2 channels, so you can use one for CV and one for audio.
Okay. Someone is asking if they can buy the new panels from our web shop.
Not yet, but will be possible. We don't have all the panels yet. We are just putting them in the new modules, and we will slowly be changing them for the old ones too. And as soon as we have them, we will sell them too. Yeah. If somebody want to, why not? We already have them, and somebody is interested, just write us an email, or we will be in our shops soon.
Yeah, the kid is talking about the patches he will be doing. Unfortunately, here we don't have a screen, so DeepKit video is releasing in like 10 minutes. So after we finish this, there's gonna be a DeepKit video in his channel.
Okay.
People online are gonna be just jumping. You guys, well, I guess that you will be seeing at home. It's what's happening on the chat right now.
The internet.
Internet at its finest. Okay, so if there is no more strong opinion dash questions on the chat, anyone has an opinion? Come on, it's free, now it's free. No. So yeah, if there is no more opinions, no more questions, no nothing, let's finish it here. And of course, come closer now after the stream and ask questions and let's
Yeah.
have a beer.
Yeah, also the easiest way is try the VCB rack once and make it's like the best.
You know how it works, no? The first one is for free. ¿Lo tenemos?
Yeah, so yeah, thank
Thank
you.
very much. Thank you very much. Darle las gracias a la gente del chat, esas cosas, despídete, hombre.
Well, thanks to people here and the people in the internet. Thanks to Elevator Sound for hosting us, and hope you enjoyed. See you in the future. Huh? Bye.